Hi, everyone. Sean Gilliam here. Welcome to another episode of my podcast, Real Estate on the Front Range. Today, we're going to take a look at the market update for July of 2025. We're going to take a look at the numbers and see how the market is trending now that we've been in this higher interest rate environment for a while, and see how things are trending. Are things trending upward, downward, or sideways, or whatever the case may be? We'll also take a look at, are we moving towards a buyer's market? Are the metric signals showing us that it's a good time to buy right now? So we'll cover that data, also the usual data of year over year and month over month for Boulder, Larimer, and Weld counties. So stay tuned and we'll get into the details. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate on the Front Range, my podcast where I cover all things real estate here on the Front Range of Northern Colorado. Join me to get market updates, tips, and information on relevant topics to make sure you are fully informed before you buy and sell your next home. This is Sean Gilliam, your host, and I look forward to you joining me on your favorite podcast for the latest episodes. All right, welcome back. Well, let's go ahead and get started with mortgage interest rates. As you can see here, this is for today, July 16th of 2025. They are at 6.83, so they dropped down from 6.85%. And that's about where we've been hovering, between 6.7 and 6.9 for quite a while now, as you can see in this graph. If you look at a 30-year jumbo, that's at 6.93. For a 30-year FHA is a 6.41, and a 30-year VA is 6.42. About FHA loans, good news is they're going to lower the mortgage insurance that they require for the life of the loan. They're going to lower it from 0.55 to 0.25. So that's good news. If you happen to purchase a home here in the near future and you're going to use an FHA loan, your mortgage interest, or not mortgage interest, your mortgage insurance will be lower than it would be had you gotten an FHA loan in the last couple of years. So VA loans, something new for them in Colorado is they're going to require, as part of an inspection for termites or other pests that could gnaw away at the lumber in a home. So that is going to be a new thing for VA loans. So just bear that in mind. And then let's take a look at the rates then for FHA and VA. So 6.41 for an FHA and 6.42 for a VA. We'll see what happens with mortgage interest rates. They could go up, they could go down. If you're looking for lower rates than this, your best bet is to go with new construction. If you've watched my recent updates, that is the best place right now to find a home if you're looking to get a lower interest rate and then all the benefits of owning a new home. It's, after all, a new home. Everything's new. You don't have to worry about replacing things. There's a warranty on some aspects of it for the first year. There's a structural warranty, usually like 7 to 10 years. It just depends on the builder. Sometimes different even from that. But that's where you're going to find your lowest rates, especially when builders have standing inventory. I've seen them as low as 2.99 on an FHA. And a lot of times that's just temporary, like for a year or two. So they do a rate buy down. And then also I've seen a permanent 5.99, which isn't much lower than this, but it's still lower. And that just gives you more purchasing power when you buy a home. So if you have questions and want to know which new construction communities are offering these kinds of deals, get in touch with me. I'd be glad to talk with you about that and show you the ropes. All right. I do want to highlight month supply of inventory. We'll look at the data, overall for Boulder, Larimer, and Weld counties. But these are MSI data, or this is MSI data that's higher than I've seen it in the 10 plus years that I've been in real estate. So, and just as a refresher, month supply of inventory is the metric that measures if you were to take all the current inventory on the market without adding any new listings at all. If you were to take the current inventory on the market and then sell it at the current pace at which homes are currently selling, it would take approximately that long to get rid of all the current inventory. It's a little wordy, but hopefully it makes sense. So right now, the month supply of inventory for Boulder is 5.9. So a balanced market is about 6 months where buyers and sellers have equal footing in negotiations. Anything above 6 months becomes more of a buyer's market, and anything below 6 months is more of a seller's market. And for those of you that have bought a house in the last 5 years, especially during the pandemic and even before that, that was a seller's market, and it went from a mild market to an even stronger market. And you were well experienced in writing offers over and over again until you finally won an offering and closing a house. But that is a strong seller's market. That's when the MSI was like point 0.5, point 0.8 or whatever. Right now they're trending upwards, as we'll see here. So Boulder is 5.9. The town of Lyons, which is a big area, is 8.1. So they're well into the buyer's market range if you just look at the MSI metric alone. Longmont is 3.1. The town of Erie is 3.6. Berthoud is 5.2. Meade is 4.5. Loveland is 3.4. Johnstown is 3.8. Frederick, Firestone, and Dacono, those are all hovering right around 2.7 on average. Milliken is 2.3. Lafayette is 2.8. And then when we get to the mountain communities, this is where they're significantly higher. Estes Park is 7.4. Nederland is 8.7. And Allens Park is 6.3. So just to give you an idea, what's going on in the market, we are trending towards a buyer's market. So it is a good time to buy. Inventory is increasing, but the amount of homes going under contract is not sufficient enough to kind of close that gap and make it more of a seller's market. So homes are sitting on the market longer. We're also seeing an increased amount of price reductions. About 50% of the homes out there right now, give or take, are doing price reductions, sometimes more than that, depending on the community or the area. So it's a good time if you're thinking about buying to go ahead and get yourself ready and to start looking, because now is a time when sellers are getting more desperate and willing to negotiate, and that can manifest itself in price reductions and or giving concessions for paying down the interest rate. They'll do other things, repairs, those kinds of things. So again, it's a good time for buyers right now. All the signals are giving a buy signal. If you're on the selling side of things, or if you want to list your home and sell it, just bear in mind to prepare yourself that you're going to price it below whatever the current market values are, just because with the market kind of trending downward in some communities, you want to get as many buyers to look at it as possible and get it under contract as soon as possible. The longer it sits, the more likely you're going to have to do a price reduction and sell it for less than you likely would have had you sold it for less or listed it for a lower price to begin with. So just something to consider if you're thinking about selling. When I've talked to a lot of my clients here in recent months, as I check in with them, past clients, I can only encourage them, if you don't have to move, don't. Now, some of you are in a good situation financially, and you took advantage of the spring market that we had, and we were able to sell your home and get you in a new home without too much trouble. Some people are in that kind of situation, and that's great. You should move if you need to, or if it fits your needs or your best interests. But a lot of people, it's probably wise to just sit back and enjoy those low interest rates that you probably capitalized on in recent years. So that's a little bit about mortgage interest rates. Again, get in touch with me if you want more information on those new construction communities. Now let's jump over to what is going on in Boulder County. So this is the year-over-year data. So this is comparing June of 2025 to June of 2024. There's more new listings this June. It's up 10.2% at 509 new listings compared to 462 last year. Pending sales are up at 325 compared to 270 last year. 335 closed sales, that's up 27.4% compared to last year when it was 263. And then the days on market until sale is the same as it was last year at this time at 48. So that's from the time a home is listed until it goes under contract is about 48. So plan on that if you're going to list a home that you might have to sit on it a while before you get it under contract. Median sales price in Boulder County is $855,000. That's down 1.5% from last year. The average sales price is $1,033,000, and that's down 2.5% from last year. And then the percent of list price received, that is from the original list price. What do sellers typically sell their home for on average in comparison? And it's about 98.3 of that original list price, 98.3%. So that is down 0.6% from last year. Inventory of homes for sale is at 1,073. That is up 27.4% compared to last year at this time. And that leads to our month supply of inventory for Boulder County overall, and that's 4.2, and that's up 20% from last year. Larimer County, new listings, 714, that's up 12.8% from last year. Pending sales up 25.4% at 464. And the number of closed sales is up 17.3% at 475. Days on market until sale is at 61, so that's up 7% from last year at this time. So it's a good amount of time, just about 2 months before your home will go under contract on average. The median sales price in Larimer County is $605,000. That's down 2.4% compared to last year. And the average sales price is just under $700,000 for all of Larimer County, and that's down 0.3% from last year. The percent of list price received, 99.3%. That's down 0.2%. And the inventory of homes for sale is 1,451. That is up 37.4%, a significant change year over year. So that just goes to show you of the amount of listings that have come on the market. There's just not enough buyer activity to close that gap and again make it more of a stronger seller's market. So more evidence or an indication that we are moving towards a buyer's market. And that's also supported in the month supply of inventory. That's at 3.9. That is up 25.8% from last year at this time. Now let's jump over to Weld County and see what that looks like. New listings, 671. That's up 10.2%. Pending sales, 472. That's up 7.5%. The number of closed sales is 500, and that's up 14.4%. Days on market until sale is similar to Larimer County at 61, and that's up 8.9% compared to last year. Median sales price has stayed the same. Virtually, it's at $524,995. The average sales price for a home in Larimer County is $584,946. That's up 4.6% from last year. And the percent of list price received is 99.5%. So that's up 0.1%. So in Weld County, homes are selling mostly near their original list price. Inventory of homes for sale is 1,387, and that's up 28.5% compared to last year. And the month supply of inventory is 3.3, and that's up 17.9%. The MSI, or month supply of inventory, is slightly lower in Weld County. I think just because Weld County has more affordable homes, and in a high interest rate environment that we've been seeing, high relatively speaking to our the average cost of a home across the Front Range, people are going to Weld County because you get more bang for your buck. So that's why that figure is a little bit lower. Now I want to run over here to the month over month, and just show you some trends. Oops. We'll start with the sales price. The average sales price is kind of trending sideways for Larimer and Weld counties, but for Boulder County, it's trending downward, at least month over month. So we'll see what happens next month. We look at the number of new listings, and you can see that peaked in April and May, but right now it's starting to trend downward, and that's typical for a summer market. When we look at the number of homes for sale, that's gone up. So because there's not as many homes going under contract and closing, and yet we're also getting new listings, that inventory continues to increase. And so that's why we're seeing that upward trend in our current market. The average sales, or the percent of original list price received, that's kind of trending sideways. Boulder County is dipped a little bit, but not much. Weld County is slightly up, and Larimer County is slightly down. So not a huge change there, as we just saw for month over month. The number of homes going under contract, that's kind of going downward for Boulder. It's about sideways for Larimer, and it's definitely gone down for Weld County. The number of closed sales, that hasn't changed drastically. Weld County, that has gone down, so there is a decrease in activity over there. Larimer County is kind of sideways, as well as Boulder County. So we'll see as we get into July's data and August as well to see what that does. My guess is that unless interest rates go down, that's probably going to be more of a sideways trend or even a downward trend. And then the days on market until sale, that is slightly up for Weld County, Larimer County's about sideways, and then Boulder County is trending slightly down. Overall, just kind of a sideways movement. And that kind of shows you that it's pretty stable as far as that metric is concerned. When we compare it to the average days on market, though, Boulder has gone down significantly. So that means homes are selling faster in Boulder County as opposed to Larimer and Weld that are both hovering right around 61. And then the number of showings until a home goes under contract. I'll take a look at the average. As you can see here, Boulder County is getting more showings before it goes under contract at 12.7. Larimer County is at 9.8, and Weld County is 10. And so it's kind of going down for Larimer County, which can be good if it takes fewer showings for a home to get under contract. Weld County is slightly increasing there. So, and then that month supply of inventory, that is trending upward in all three counties. And again, that's just an indication that while we are seeing year over year increase in pending sales and closed sales, in the month-to-month data, it's not enough to keep up with the current inventory as it grows. So that's why we're slipping more into a buyer's market overall. So yeah, if you really want to have some negotiating power as a buyer, mountain communities would be great. Estes Park, for instance, they were 7.4 months supply of inventory. Netherland, I believe, was 8.7, and Lyons even was 8.1. So good opportunities for out there for you. Increasing opportunities along the Front Range. I've talked to more than a few sellers right now that are very eager to get my clients to write an offer with the buyers I'm working with. So good opportunity for buyers. If you need help with purchasing a home, or if you know someone that does, be glad to help them, guide them through the process, give them a good, thorough education so they know what they're doing moving forward in the home buying process, and helping them find the best deal out there if you make me your agent. So don't hesitate to get in touch. If you need anything, you can reach me here at 970-313-6706. Otherwise, I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.